Hey guys, and welcome back to my walkthrough of Vlad the Impaler. This is chapter 3 of the graphic novel, and things are starting to thicken, the plot is starting to deepen, so I'm not going to keep you waiting around listening to me. Let's get right on to the story. The orphan with the eye patch scurries soundlessly across the dark rooftops to where you are perched. My imam says that the amulet you drew is the symbol of the holy order of the Knights of the Dragon. You eye the smudge-faced child and ask, "How can that be? Why would a holy knight try to kill me?" The orphan smiles, with a few missing teeth, and says, "Crusaders trying to kill you, eh? Now you know how it is to live in Istanbul." You throw a gold coin to the child. He nods in appreciation, then disappears silently across the rooftops. You pull the silver pendant from your pouch and look at it, dangling against the skyline of the city below. Order of the Dragon. So the palace is now opened up as a place we can go. So I'm gonna go see what it's like up there. You arrive at the palace in a coach, having been summoned by the Sultan's Master of Antiquities. You are ushered inside the gates and escorted to one of the far corners of the palace grounds. There seems to be some sort of excavation going on there, yet there appears to be a large number of Janissary guards present for a mere hole in the ground. An educated man in a white turban approaches you and shakes your hand. "Thank you for coming," he says. "I am the Master of Antiquities to His Excellency. I know it is unorthodox, but I was told to use any resources necessary, and I've heard that you have experience in these matters." "What matters, you ask? Let me show you," he replies. The man then leads you down a series of ladders into the ground. At the very bottom, you find yourself in what appears to be a stone tunnel of some ancient architecture. "This has apparently been down here the entire time," the Master of Antiquities says, leading you by torchlight down the tunnel. "We were digging in order to build an underground storeroom for preservation of perishables when we broke through into this tunnel." You look at the reliefs of winged monsters carved into the walls. "These are Persian," you say. "Yes, I know," he replies, "but these are not." He stops and raises his torch. The tunnel ends in two black iron doors. Moulded into their surface are strange hieroglyphics. "Do you recognize them?" he asks. A chill runs through your body as you realize where you are standing. "You need to get your men out of here," you say. "Why? What does this mean?" he asks. You turn to him and look him dead in the eyes. "These are the gates of Gog and Magog," you say. "They are demons of the ancient world, locked away until the end of days, when they will come forth and do battle with the kingdom of heaven. You cannot open these doors." Master of Antiquities nods. "It is as I feared then." "Nonsense," says one of the lesser visors standing behind you. "The Sultan is ordained to rule by the wisdom of Allah. God will not allow His Excellence to build a palace on top of such an unholy place." The visor brushes past you toward the doors. I think I'm going to go with this option. Grab him before he gets any closer. You grab the visor by the arm and spin him around. Did it not occur to you that it was the intent of Allah for the Sultan to build his palace here in order to safeguard the world from opening these doors? The visor stares you down. I know who you are, he says, and you are not welcome here. The Master of Antiquities then grabs the visor's arm and says, His Excellency named me to handle this discovery, and my authority in this matter is his own. We leave, and we bury this place forever. The visor sneers at the both of you, then turns to storm off. The Master of Antiquities turns to you and says, Thank you for coming and verifying what I dreaded. You have done His Excellency a great service. As payment, I give you a standing invitation to visit the Royal Archives whenever you wish. May it aid you in your research of this hideous darkness that plagues our city. You shake his hand, thanking him. As you follow him back up the tunnel, you think of what a boon that sort of access will be to your investigations. And yet, as you look over your shoulder at the long, dark corridor, you can't help but wonder how everything would have turned out differently had the wrong man found the gates first. Yay! My intelligence has gone up. That can only be a good thing. I think I'm gonna go back to the square. Someone might be able to give me some information about what's going on. You are following a woman through the crowded square. You noticed a few blocks back that she is wearing an earring with the symbol of Hecate. It is a symbol that only true witches wear in order to recognize one another. You intend to ask her about the persecutions and witch trials to see what she knows, but asking in a public place could be dangerous. That is why you are following her, until she goes somewhere a little more private. However, as you weave through the crowd, a commotion erupts from the other side of the square. A carriage is running out of control through the crowd, its horses in full gallop, and its driver missing. It's been a few years since you've leapt onto a speeding carriage, but you might be able to bring it under control. You would, however, lose the witch. Okay. Well, morally, from a moral standpoint, I think I'm going to try and stop the carriage. I mean, I'd feel bad if someone got hurt because I couldn't be bothered to do anything, so I'll choose this. Grinding your teeth in frustration, you break off from following the witch and run toward the carriage. Leaping up onto the edge of a fountain, you launch your body into the air, colliding with the runaway vehicle. You grapple the side of the coach, managing to scale your way around to the front and into the driver's seat. You reach down to grab the reins and yank backward, causing the horses to decelerate to a violent stop. Applause rises up from the crowd. You secure the reins, then jump down and open the door to the carriage. Inside is a young man in rich clothes, no older than 16. He looks terrified and shaken. "Are you all right?" you ask. I, is all he is able to say before a strong hand slams the door shut in front of you. You turn to find a large palace guard, out of breath but no less intimidating. "That will be quite enough," he says, moving you away with a strong hand. Thank you for interceding in the prince's rescue. You glance back at the carriage as another guard climbs into the seat and takes the reins. Prince, you ask? The guard moves you backwards, handing you a coin purse. We will take it from here, he says, and then motions for the other guards to move out as an escort around the carriage. As they leave, you look at the coin purse. In your opinion, the money doesn't make up for having lost the witch, but you can certainly take satisfaction in having potentially saved several lives, and ensuring that there is still an heir to the empire. Agility and charm have increased. Good. Let's go back to the catacombs and see what's going on there. You descend into the catacombs beneath the city. It quickly becomes apparent that you are in a twisting maze of tight corridors that may well stretch on for miles. Everywhere around you the dead lay in row after row of endless shelves and alcoves. As you wind your way down the paths of the dead, you become faintly aware of a high-pitched chirping sound. At first you think it may be rats. Then you turn around. Before you can react, you're engulfed by a swarm of bats filling the corridor. Their chirping is disorientating. The beat of their wings surround you, and you swear you catch a terrifying flash of a maniacal laugh as they pass. Worst of all, the wind from their 1,000 beating wings snuffs out your torch. Disorientated and in the dark, you are suddenly in very real danger of becoming permanently lost. And in these halls, that can be a death sentence. You manage to relight your torch, but you now have no idea which direction you came from. Well, both options have their good and bad points, but I don't know. I think I'm going to pick this one so I don't get any more lost. Time passes slowly. You hear things shuffling all around you just beyond your sight. Eventually your torch burns out and you are left in the dark. You begin to call for help. No one comes. Eventually you start to lose your nerve. You begin feeling your way along the corridors, your hands passing over all sorts of frightening things. Oh dear. You eventually cry out in desperation. You shout and scream and sob, and soon your voice is all but gone. You have no concept of how much time has passed. You are hungry, thirsty, and no better off than when the bats engulfed you. You lose consciousness. Oh dear. I picked the wrong choice. When you awake, you are shivering and naked, but miraculously there is light. You are lying in the mud beneath the Istanbul docks. The sun is rising. You have no idea who pulled you out of the catacombs. You don't care. Your only concern is finding water, finding food, and getting back to the inn without being arrested for indecency. After that, you can figure out what all was taken from you in the darkness. It would seem as though your deeds have caused you to build up quite a reputation. People seem comfortable in your presence and offer to buy you drinks at the inn. One particularly keen musician even sings a song about the wandering knight. Well, that's nice of them. Hey, I got an armor upgrade. So my charm, agility and intelligence has gone up, but dexterity and whatever this is has gone down. I suppose I can live with that. So this is the end of chapter 3, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back soon with chapter 4. Please leave a like or a comment in the video below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, so I can improve it for you in the coming videos. Anyway, I will leave you for now. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!